Gold is going to crash under $3,000 and nobody is even talking? On December 29, 2025, CME, the biggest futures exchange for metals, raised margin requirements for precious metals. CME itself said it was a normal response to market volatility and risk control. What does a margin hike do? It doesn't change demand overnight. It changes who is allowed to stay in the trade. If you're holding silver or gold with leverage and the exchange suddenly says, put more cash, many traders can't. So they're forced to reduce positions. That's forced selling. And that's why silver dropped sharply that day, reported around 8% to 11%, depending on the market and contract. But why it happened? So there is a bigger background story too. The US and China compete for financial influence. The world's largest economy, the United States, wants the prices of metals, including gold and silver, to fall. The reason is simple. Its biggest competitor, China, wants the global system to move away from a dollar-backed economy toward a metal-backed economy. And why does China want that? Because China has a strong monopoly over metals. Around 70% of the world's gold, silver, and copper processing happens in China. And when it comes to rare earth metals, nearly 90% of global processing is controlled by China. So what problem does this create for the US? The foundation of US economic supremacy is built on US bonds, the US equity market, and the global liquidity and acceptability of the US dollar. Now imagine if large institutions and central banks around the world start parking most of their money in gold and silver instead. What happens then? Demand for US bonds would fall, money would flow out of US equity markets, and the dominance of the dollar would begin to weaken. That is exactly why the US wants metal prices to come down. And to do this, it has brought back its tried and tested weapon, margin hikes.